Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this series Coffee Chat. Have my coffee right here. If you have not watched the first episode, I would recommend going and watching the first episode, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. We are here for our second Coffee Chat episode. We are going to be talking about imposter syndrome, but more so focused on like art, specifically feeling imposter syndrome in art. And we're also going to be talking about how to find your own art style, how to get over when you have creative blockages. So yeah, get your beverage, get your coffee, whichever you prefer, and let's get into it. The first part that I really wanted to start off with was the imposter syndrome one, because I feel like that is what I have been struggling with so much this year. I feel like that I finally now am having the chance to make art and create, and I'm just constantly thinking like I'm not as good as so-and-so, or my art isn't even needing to be made because other people do the same kind of thing that I do, or you know, I'm not deserving of the recognition that I get. For me, it's a lot of I'll see something on social media where someone's using like a similar medium as I am or doing something similar to me, and my brain automatically goes to, well, there's no point in even posting because people are already doing it. And I've really had to try to get out of that mindset and continuously remind myself all art is good art. All art is needed. Self-expression is needed. It's so important for us as human beings to express ourselves and to connect with people through art, even if you know you think that it's already been done. Also did some research on this topic. I honestly took to Pinterest, which I get a lot of inspiration from and things, and I was searching for things on imposter syndrome specific to creatives, and this one blog, the bubbly blog, I'll have it linked down below. She said what helped her was to find the root or like the cause of what is giving you that initial feeling of imposter syndrome. And so for her, she said, me, it's scrolling on social media. So I take some time off social media, and I also sit with the feeling of feeling like an imposter, not necessarily like doomed by it, but also just taking a good second to be like, whoa, this is what I'm feeling, and then process like what made you feel that way. Was it something you saw? Was it like a bad thought that came into your mind? Try to create without a constant social media presence, which I thought was super helpful. I also read an article that Society 6 did. If you don't know what Society 6 is, a lot of artists sell their prints, and someone on there said that what really helps them to overcome imposter syndrome is to write down accomplishments, to write down every accomplishment with your art, even if you think it's a small one. Like, there are no small accomplishments, so write that down. Having something like that's tangible where you can see your accomplishments and like reassure yourself in that front, I think that also is a really big way to help overcome a bad mood, or when you have those negative thoughts, you already have something to repeat back to yourself and to reassure yourself, because it's okay to reassure yourself and it's okay to need reassurance. I'll say I think that you should create even when you're scared. I think that while it's good to like sit with the feeling, I think it's also really good to like try to push through and see what you can create and see what comes out on the other side of that. Like, what are you creating when you're not scared, when you're not fearful? What are you creating when you are so scared of what people are going to think? And so just to create, just to keep creating, even if you feel like you shouldn't. Also, just to be kind with yourself, be compassionate with yourself. Everyone has a different art journey, everyone has a different art experience, especially if you're learning like a new medium or experimenting around with things like that. Alright, so the next topic is finding your art style. My art style for me is very much like ink drawings, a lot of collaging, maybe other types of drawing, but it's mostly collaging now. This year I've done a lot of collaging. And so again, your art style or a medium, it doesn't have to be one thing. That doesn't mean to say like this art style, you need to stick with it. I think what I'm trying to articulate is to find your like how you want to create, regardless of the medium. What messages are you trying to send with your art? Who are you trying to reach with your art? Who are you inspired by? Take all of those things to try and get you to find an art style. Personally, I believe to just try whatever, try everything. Even if you think you're gonna be bad at it, even if you think you're gonna suck at it, you know, you can't be good at something unless you try. So try everything. If you've never painted before, get into it. Or, you know, if you're more typically someone who has never tried collaging before, get into it, see what you can create. Something else I will say is follow people that do use the mediums or are doing something that you want to do. Like if you're seeing art that is a lot of pottery, follow artists like that. If you're seeing collage art, follow collagers. You like follow people that inspire you and kind of surround yourself with that inspiration. I am going to now mention some comments and things that I got from Instagram. First up, we're going to start with Dear Sibling. They said, finding your art style involves taking aspects from other individuals and making it your own. Completely agree with that. At this point in our world, everything has been done at least once, so finding your unique style is figuring out what you like and running with it. However, copying is extremely different and everything's been done, but that doesn't mean you can't find a new way to do something that hasn't been seen before. Art is expression of humanity, how we think, has many different forms. And that humans are pretty sick. I really agree. I think that sentiment is exactly why I wanted to do this video. You're inspired from so many different people. I take inspiration from my artist friends. I take inspiration from who I'm seeing, what I'm following, and that is a beautiful thing. But it does walk a really fine line with copying. I think that you can tell when someone is blatantly copying something and when someone is inspired by things. Agree, take from different aspects, make it your own, something that has been done, and subvert those expectations and do it differently. And I completely agree with that. So shout out to my little sibling Kai. Thank you for that very wholesome and very well articulated message about this. Instagram, my friend Chloe, who is one of my favorite artist friends, responded. And she said that the art style thing plagued her for a really long time. And at some point she was just like, I'm gonna try everything until I find something that I enjoy, and I'm gonna find something that suits me. Yes, try everything, try something. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But, you know, also mold things to your own style and take different mediums and kind of twist it. We are going to move into the last part of this video, which is overcoming art block and overcoming creative block. And gosh, I have really had days where I don't know what to create, I don't know what to do. And for me personally, what helps is to change of scenery, get out, walk around. I feel like if you've seen New Girl, she has to go on her like idea walks, and that is totally me. When I am like knee deep in a collage that I've been working on for a couple hours and I'm like, I don't know what else to add. I don't, you know, I've been flipping and clipping and I cannot figure out how I want this to be. I go out, I take a walk, I come back to it. Something else that really helps me when I have a really bad creative block is I go through my old art journals. I go through my old art and I'm like, what did I do? That was a good idea. Let me do it now with some more expertise and some more experience, and I can make this an elevated version of what it was, because there are still good ideas. Going back to something and redoing it could actually be a huge help in getting that creativity moving. I will say is to let yourself be stumped. Day that you just absolutely don't feel like making art, nothing is coming to the brain, there are, you know, no new ideas, just let it be. I mean, at the same end, I also have advice to create just for the sake of creating. So like, even if you're in a stumped creative art block, just kind of like head empty, pen on paper, paint to paper, whichever it is, and just kind of let yourself thoughtlessly put things together. So I guess it just kind of depends on how bad or what kind of art block, creative block is going on at the time. I'm going to mention my friend Chloe again because she also commented again for this portion, and she said that to help her creative block, it really helps her when she watches other people make art. And yeah, I totally agree with that. I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit. Enjoy watching like art vlogs or studio vlogs or going and creating with people. I think that even if you're not doing the same creation, like even if this person is knitting and you're drawing or whatever it is, I think that like parallel play or like having someone there can also really inspire creativity. I totally agree with Chloe. Watching other people or consuming art helps to inspire art. I feel like I've had this sentiment this year, this thought process of I need to consume more art so I can create more art, because I feel like if I'm not consuming art in the sense of I'm not keeping up with the YouTube subscriptions that I really enjoy, those channels that I really enjoy, then I can't continue to make the best quality YouTube. Like, I hope that that makes sense. I just feel like in order for me to expand my journey as an artist, I need to consume more art and I need to support more art. I think is really where that's coming from, is support. So this necessarily doesn't fall into these 3 categories that I had for this video, but I really wanted to include these comments because they were so passion filled, and I also did ask for people's experiences with art and what they felt like sharing. But Lucas is talking about the act of doing something with their hands and doing embroidery is really helping with their anxiety. It gives them something to focus on. It makes them feel fulfilled and that sense of pride with learning something new. And overall, I'm really excited for you, Lucas. I'm so excited that and happy for you that this embroidery journey is taking off. You wanted to try something new. Just really glad and excited for you that this journey is going the way that it is. I hope it continues to help with your anxiety. I definitely relate to that. I feel the same way. Doing something with my hands helps to distract me, things like that as well. Thank you so much. I hope you have the best day. No need to apologize about that, Lucas, I swear, but thank you so much for your comment. And then we also have another comment. I completely understand art being an outlet for things like this, for bullying, for family things, for, you know, also people shitting on you for making art. But I'm also really glad that you did not give up and that you did not let the bastards get you down and didn't let anything stop you from continuing something that really seems to help you and really seems to brighten your day. You are your biggest supporter. You know, you're always going to be there for yourself, and the fact that you're prioritizing this and you know that it helps you and that you choose to focus on it and you choose to put good in it and you choose to create, which is putting good into the world. I know that my art through the years has definitely been a similar thing, or my creative outlets at all. I've definitely, you know, gotten bullied or, you know, made fun of for certain things. So I completely understand that feeling, and I just commend you so much for just keeping it going and for not letting people stop you. No need to apologize about rambling. I wish I had a more eloquent way of responding to you. Art is needed in this world. Everyone's art is. That is going to do it for this week's coffee chat. Thank you so much to those who responded, who gave me your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences. Let me know down below if you have anything to say about this topic. We are all open ears here. We are trying to create a discussion, a conversation. And remember, all art is good art. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.